It's like pulling a string out from a shirt, but keeps on going, keeps on going. You hope the string could go back in the shirt and your shirt will look back to normal eventually, but you've just ruined the shirt because you keep on.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And I think I've just like at that point where like I've had enough with it. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is not healthy for me.
There's a couple other people I want to talk about that are experts in this area that I think are helping me out. And one of them wrote a book, No More Assholes. And it's like really honing in on that checklist of someone showing you who they are and how consistent they are. And she's very harsh about stuff, but I think we need to kick in the butt.
Hey everyone, welcome back to We Time Convo. I'm Liza, and I have Dawn Marie joining me today.
Hello.
And today, our topic is, why do emotionally unavailable people feel so exciting? Why are we often drawn to people who keep us guessing, while consistency can sometimes feel less exciting? Today, we're unpacking the psychology behind attraction, the thrill of the chase, and whether we're mistaking uncertainty for chemistry. So good morning, Dawn Marie.
Good morning, Liza.
So today we are recording from home. I'm in my bed. Dawn Marie's in her own bed. We're not in bed together, unfortunately.
Yes.
Thank you, Irene, for allowing us to do this from home. It's just been a crazy past few weeks with the end of the school year coming up. Graduations are coming up. Irene was like, we need to record more episodes. And I'm like, okay, we'll do this through Zoom. So we're trying this. I think it's worked before. And Dawn Marie, what is new with you? Give us an update.
The end of the school year is happening, which is amazing, but doesn't feel like the end. There's still more work to do. And then, just trying to go out on a couple dates that I think with the online dating, me trying to weed out anybody that wouldn't be a perspective, trying to do that prior to, and then getting to some of the dates and going, oh, I still need more of a weeding out process.
It's always a work in process, right?
Yes. And not that anybody wasn't a good human being or kind. It was just a little bit of a struggle sometimes for conversation, sometimes with matching up about energy and what they were willing to put forth or myself. And then sometimes like, oh, you're transferring from online to in real life. You're a different kind of person than I was expecting. So, as all of us going through that.
I know, right? I mentioned before that I started going back to online dating, and Dawn Marie, you know all of this. And I was on for a whole 2-3 weeks, and then I jumped right off. So, I mean, speaking of online dating and us being burnt out by it and realizing that it's probably something that we're not sure that we're going to continue doing, or if we're not, for me, I'm not sure if I'm really going to actually find somebody on there. But for listeners that are in the Bay Area, we are looking into starting an in-person singles event. It's called Offline and Looking, for those who are burnt out from online dating like us and just want to meet people out in person. And I think that we are going to bring a different twist on it. We've been getting together, chatting, talking about what will work for people that are just out there and really, really want to find a connection in person. And so keep a lookout for that. We are planning our first event sometime in the summer. We definitely will be putting out more information. We have our own Instagram account. We'll be blasting that. So keep a lookout, guys. And aren't you excited about it, Dawn Marie?
I'm excited because when you're just talking about it and that we're going to be there, not that we're single, but I think that we're going in not so much of being clients, but wanting to help people, because I think we're givers, we're in education, and I think we've spotted so many things and talked about so much stuff that we really want people to succeed. And we're not like, hey, this is an event to make money, but I think it would be really cool if we got people and our ideas help people connect. And so we have a lot of good energy between all of us, and I'm excited to see, okay, what got people talking? Did someone make a connection? How's that going? Because I think that's going to be a good high for us, knowing that we could help people just connect with other people. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And, we have some members of our team helping us out. And I'm just super, super excited because I do care about our community. I do love the Bay Area. I do genuinely feel like there are people out there. We just need to find them.
Yeah. 6 degrees of separation or whatever. And we're figuring it out. No buts. Like, it'll just be a good time too to connect And maybe we'll learn a little bit more about ourselves and what path we need to go down or steer clear from, and such as these avoidant type of people or the high of someone you find attractive, but are kind of avoidant, and you run that cycle going out with maybe the same people a couple times, and or they're presenting themselves to you, and this is what you're seeing and getting. And
Yes.
if you really want to make that change and stop going out with that type of person, what do we need to do about that?
Exactly. And that is what brings us to our episode, right?
Yes, super exciting to talk about. Because have you think you've dated avoidant men?
Oh my gosh, I think that's all the guys that I've met online dating, and I wanted to ask you, like, okay, so we're middle-aged, right? Yeah. Do you think that it's our age? Because I don't remember and ever, like, when I started dating in my 20s, ever coming across men that were this avoidant.
I am thinking, holy crap! I work at a high school. I see more people get into, the kids get into connections. I'm watching celebrities, people who have extremely busy, multiple people around them all the time. They're getting connections and married. And then you and I are in the common population of being a working parent, and we're trying not go out of our fishbowl, right? And meet people. And holy crap, they are the most avoided, needy group of human beings.
You mean our middle-aged group?
Yes. I get how a celebrity could be super picky because they have constant flow, but they're not. They're all getting hitched. They're all getting married.
I
And
feel like it has something to do with what has gone on in their life from when they were in, because obviously a lot of them must have been in at least a long-term relationship or married, right? Some type of trauma has happened in their relationship. Something has happened, whether it be cheating or, infidelity or something. So by the time they're divorced or have gone through all these long-term relationships and they're in their 40s, they're like, they don't want to go through that shit again. But they want the connection, right?
they want minute bits of connection, but they don't want the long-term intimacy. And that doesn't mean sex. It means that they don't want to actually care and go through any hiccups with anybody.
Right.
So they don't want to be like, they want to be either kind of saving you every once in a while from situations like, oh yeah, I'll take you out to dinner or we'll go out and do stuff. But the day-to-day grind, they don't want to do again. They also don't want to be, I feel like, examine and go, what does it mean to actually have a long-term relationship that works? You're right. They're very scared about this happened to me. It failed. I didn't, I don't want to be nagged. They just see all the negative from the relationship, and the moment they equate it to relationships. So they don't see like there's a possibility, I think, of it being good. And you're right, like their past, whatever it is, family life or romantic partners. And then part of me is like, well, why are you dating then? Just go on the other apps that are just straight.
Like, I just want to mess around.
Yeah, don't go on a relationship site.
Exactly. But and I feel like it has messed me up so much dating so many emotionally unavailable men because I feel like it's making me avoidant now.
100%.
True? Yeah.
It's worn me down. Like, am I supposed to behave like this? Is this how the rest of the world works? One guy I dated, he was dated and then kind of just seeing each other, right? And we just talk, and he's like, no, that's how I think the world is. You just have casual one-offs whenever you can. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me. Great, you came to that conclusion, but that doesn't work for me. Or the avoidance, they're out there and they're really into the one guy, I'm like, this is your MO. You come in strong. You are calling me, texting me, telling me all the nice things. Once we go out together, it's great. And then after that, I don't hear from you forever. I go, do you realize this is your mode of operation? What are you talking about? I'm like, I will bring up multiple instances. And so they're not self-aware sometimes too. I think if I had a self-aware avoidant, that'd be cool. But like you said, then you take it on yourself, like, is this how I'm supposed to be for ourselves?
Right. And for those who don't know much about attachment styles, so we talk about someone being avoidant. So being avoidant usually means someone that has a tendency to pull away from any type of emotional closeness, vulnerability, or dependency in relationships. I'm not going to knock these people like being avoidant. I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with being avoidant, but I feel like people that have avoidant tendencies definitely have a lot of trauma in their life. Most of the time, they don't know that they're being avoidant. That's just what they're used to. And, being avoidant, I pulled this information. I just pulled it up on Chat GPT, but I've, since I started dating, I've read up on so many of the different attachment styles, like being avoidant. There's someone that's secure, which are people that we're looking for that, are okay with vulnerability, that are okay with talking about their feelings. So that is what being avoidant is. And to you, Dawn Marie, what does being emotionally unavailable mean to you?
Well, being emotionally unavailable is that whole sometimes we're going to have a little bit stronger conversation. I've now started, I think what the emotional unavailable people then have done really is maybe examine like, why am I picking somebody like this? And what is it speaking about me? Am I being in a needy spot in my life? Am I just taking whatever's coming my way, or is it my energy? And so what it's kind of brought up is like, I kind of get excited with the unexpected or the extreme amount of attention. Yeah. And then the pullback, extreme amount of attention and pullback. And I'm like, oh, I'm at a place in my life where I want the soft life. Like I want to know consistency and I want to know like, hey, we're going to do this or that later on and not just a random, okay, I'm free now, let's go, but a planner and things like that. I think the avoidance for me is also, I thought I was supposed to help figure out and be such a better woman and a better giver of time, praise, attention, that they would realize how good of a person I was. And right, of course, I got to be with Dawn Marie. She's great. She's giving me positive reinforcement. She's there for me when I need her. She shows up for me in emotionally, physically, all of it. Like, oh yeah, you need a ride? Here I am. And so they don't reciprocate quite that well at all. And so now I'm like, oh, when the meter keeps on going this way, I need to step back. Yeah. The psychology of it, though, is a mind trip because you do get addicted to that high energy when it comes your way.
Yeah, it's the push and pull, right? So I think for me, going to therapy, realizing that I love like the dopamine hits of the unpredictability, like the highs and the lows, right? Because consistency, like you said, is supposed to be calm, right? Like calm and just non-chaotic. But to me, inconsistency feels exciting. And I think it has something to do with how I grew up. I'd like to put it out there, I'm a very anxious person. I grew up, and again, not to say that my parents did not love me, but growing up, I felt like I had to really fight for any type of attention from my parents.
Yeah.
I had to be the best person I could be for them. Every little thing that made them smile, like, and it could be something very like minimal, like, oh, I cleaned my room or I did this and that. I'm like, love it. That's what love is supposed to be for me, right? Is I have to fight for it. And I think growing up like that has affected me in my former relationships and my future relationships so much because it shouldn't be that way, right? Like receiving love should be easy.
Well, it doesn't have to be so easy, but it's good you're aware of that past relationship with your parents because that's out of your control. Yeah. And they didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
To you. But now you're very conscious of it. How do you want to change it for yourself? Because it doesn't have to be that way. And look how far you're able to acknowledge anxiety is not always a bad thing. It's telling you something, right?
Yeah.
It's telling us, and I would say a majority of us have anxiety at some point now with the world and everything going on. But for yourself, is the anxiety now telling you like, stop, don't continue this. I need to change. Are you feeding into your anxiety? Can you say, I know I'm going to be anxious. I need to stop or.
No, my anxiety is like, you need to be better for this person. You need to, are you not giving this person enough? Is that why they're pulling away from you? That's what my anxiety is telling me. I feel like if my anxiety were to tell me, okay, this isn't good for you, you don't feel safe, you need to step away from this, I don't think I would have this much trouble in relationships, right?
Well, you just hit it on the head. You need to start now real positive self-talk.
Right.
We need to change the script with your anxiety.
Yeah. I think for my anxiety, it tells me, well, there's something wrong with you, obviously. That's why this person doesn't has showed you the world and all of a sudden pulled away from you.
Yeah.
And it's really if you're listening to this, it's really, really sad. It really, for me, I feel really sad that I'm like this. But again, this is just how I grew up. This is how I've always thought how I'm going to receive love in life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, can we look at it and pause that you're not always, because you have friendships, you have other great relationships. So it's not across the board.
right.
And there's 9 billion people in the world, right? Or something.
Yeah.
And we're now very conscious about who we bring in romantically
Right.
into our world. So you're putting up a very good boundaries and markers, I think, for yourself, but you're very much trying to, and there's a give and take. Like you're not trying to go, here's this box. If you don't fit in this box, you're like, there's a give and take of whatever job and stuff like that, some other parameters. But now I think you're very conscious and aware, and we're all gonna go through a sad state and then hit a calm with our mental, because once you've done all this digging like you've done and exploring and acknowledging, you sit with it. And I think you might be in the sit with it moment of, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this last night too when we were in our little text thread, how you're just kind of okay, I think I'm going to step away from the dating sites because it's just too much. And I'm starting to see the red flag. Like you were saying that you're starting to see the red flags quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you're just you just know when it's not good for you. And I think I'm kind of in that same spot too, as opposed to me in the beginning when I started dating. I was taking every type of validation, whether it's minimal effort and
mid
effort. Oh my God, he texted me good morning. I'm gonna plan my wedding.
Yeah.
So now okay, so he definitely is he's not giving me what I need, and I'm gonna step away from this. So I feel like I'm healing a little. I'm healed a little bit more better now going back into this as opposed to in the beginning, right?
Yeah. And I think it's exciting that you are meeting or have met quite a variety of people and jobs and life. So you're just not in your little fishbowl.
Yeah.
And every time you take away something from it, though we might be laughing and giggling about some of the experiences, you're like, that's not for me. That's not for me. Because you just hit the nail on the head. Our parents, I feel like mine too, did not teach me what it meant to be in a quality relationship.
Mhm.
They're a primary example. We watched a lot of fun TV shows that showed possibly what a good relationship is, but we haven't had practice.
Yeah.
So you need practice to succeed. And sometimes some people get it and have a partner that works on it. And sometimes people are like, I got to practice some more.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're just in the practicing stage. I'm trying to look at it that way. I want to be a better communicator with my friends, my family. And if that bleeds into a romantic relationship, all the better. But right now it's just practice about how to avoid those avoidant attachments and how to be more clear and direct with all my expectations.
And it's funny because I realize that it's the moment I meet somebody that actually is kind of secure and actually can give me the things that I want, the moment they show me that, I don't want it. Because I just feel like it's not
The dopamine rush isn't
right. I'm like, wow, you're not making me wait for a text. You're not, I just, and I'm not used to that.
Yes.
If that makes sense, right?
Oh yeah, because you're getting what you want. But you're not prepared for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's practice. So you do have to talk to yourself and put that positive, I'm getting what I want.
Yeah.
This is great. And put it into your positive self-talk about
I
that.
just feel like when I meet, the rare times that I do meet somebody that is somewhat secure and the person that I want in a relationship, I just feel like it's boring.
But we've been trained. You've been on caretaker mode so much with everybody that the boring just seems mundane.
Yeah.
Because we are maybe kind of seeking someone super exciting.
Yeah.
Someone who challenges us in little different ways. But you're like, I have had to sit at home with my kids while they're puking,
Yeah.
dogs throwing up. I got to take mom to a doctor's appointment. So the boring, like, can seem like, yeah, we need that. I feel like maybe we need a new term, but we do need a sense of excitement with the calm.
Yeah.
We need a superhero. But we've also not given ourselves a chance to enjoy the calm.
Yeah.
And embrace and sit in it. So yeah, we need to find that middle ground, not middle ground, but that joy in the calm for ourselves. Yeah.
I'm just so used to chaotic relationships, I guess. But
You're not anywhere. We're going to seek out and think
Yeah.
about some calm.
so, do you think emotionally unavailable people can change?
I am never going to say never, but I think I'm not going to bank on them changing for me.
Why is that?
I think it's definitely, like you said, our age group, someone who's consciously working on it. And I'm going to meet someone where they're at. I don't want to have hope anymore.
Yeah.
That's for me. I've had hope definitely in major relationships that there would be a change. And it takes a lot of conscious work. So unless that's constantly going, I don't think so.
Yeah. I feel the same way unless they're like in extensive therapy. And even people that I've dated that actually confess to being avoidant and in therapy, I've known for years and are still in therapy, are still acting exactly the same way. I was like, nothing has changed.
Therapy's not the cure. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that if you're an anxious person like me and you come across an avoidant, it's just a whirlwind of, it's just not good.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster, the highs and the lows, the push and the pull. It sucks. And I think that you can love each other as an avoidant person and somebody that's anxious, but it definitely is not enough to sustain
anymore.
a long-term relationship at all. Because
If
I've dated somebody in that thing and it's volatile. It's not, it's not good.
No, and if you don't want it anymore, you don't have to have it. Put that back on the shelf.
Right. But I
walk
think
away.
people are just so hung up on like, but we love each other. There's love there. There's connection there.
That's not love.
Yeah. But yeah, I've come across some people that I'm like, man, it's just, if we just knew how to love each other right, or if we knew how to like hold each other emotionally, it would be so perfect. But it's not.
Yeah, but like Irene's been married forever.
Yes.
And every married person would say it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And we need to stop chasing perfection and know it's going to be some work. I think we've been force fed to a lot of, oh, you're going to find someone great. You're going to find someone amazing. It's like, maybe not. Like, we need to find average and work with that, or the person that is great and amazing, they're going to have to know it's work. Like, it's just not going to be perfection. And like I was kind of saying last night, like through text, we know tons of people that are together and in good I'll say good relationships. But there's times I'm like, man, if I was married to you, I would be so pissed that you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm your coworker and a friend. And man, this is a red flag, but your spouse is putting up with this. God bless them.
Yeah.
And so that's their balance scale that they have to work out. But I think we need to stop chasing perfection and no more romantic comedies.
I agree. I've been more open to dating, like, because I've had my set long list of of what I want in a man, and of course you date and you're like knock things off the list, and I've just been more open minded, and I'm happy that I'm being more open minded.
Some short kings in your future.
Yeah, like, okay, they don't have to be 6 feet tall. They don't have to. But to you, what would emotional safety look like to you if you were to meet somebody out there that was not avoidant, not, like, what does emotional safety look like to you in a man?
I think someone who doesn't put me down for not being perfect, but sees that like I'm trying to do so much and then just steps up without me having to say something. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I rent, I have blinds. They're little metal ones that go across. Some of them are snapping. It annoys me, but that's another thing on my list to do to call the landlord to fix them. I would love to date somebody who's like, hey, can I just, they go ahead and fix it
Without asking?
without asking. Someone that I have a lot of emotional stuff going on in my life that doesn't berate me for or doesn't step away once I start talking about it. Someone also who is just okay holding space. Like, I might need 10 minutes when I come home to not talk and decompress from hearing my name over and over again. And not only think about themselves. That would be nice. I think an emotionally avoidant person has glimmers of thinking about you, but the majority of their day is about themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Just protecting themselves. And yeah, it's tough. And I feel like, so I was thinking about this person that I kind of used to date. Like we've known each other forever. And for a couple years we've been friends. Switched from friends to dating on and off for a couple years. And he's heard all my horrible dating stories. And he would be like, why are you even like dating these guys? They're like, you're like crying over these men. He's like, I don't understand. And then we kind of started dating again, but he's completely avoidant for sure. And he puts me through this like emotion, like you said, this emotional roller coaster. And I'm like sitting here thinking, I don't think he realizes that he is just like these men, but in a different way. Like he's
Yeah.
hurting me in a different way. And I don't think he realizes it because I think he's just thinking about himself, right? Like he's thinking like, I can't do this. This is too much emotional labor. He's like all about me, without even thinking like, wow, I think I'm actually hurting her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, okay, you're just as worse as like this emotional push and pull is worse than the guy that's gonna like ghost me that I've dated like once.
Yeah.
Or the guy that was like I dated, went on a few dates with and was like, I don't feel a connection. Because at least it's and he's ending it and he knows. As opposed to this guy that's like
Let's drag it. It's like pulling a string out from a shirt, but keeps on going, keeps on going. You hope the string could go back in the shirt and your shirt will look back to normal eventually, but you've just ruined the shirt because you keep on. Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And I think I've just like at that point where like I've had enough with it. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is not healthy for me. And
No, there's a couple other people I want to talk about that are experts in this area that I think are helping me out. And one of them wrote a book, No More Assholes. And it's like really honing in on that checklist of someone showing you who they are and how consistent they are. And she's very harsh about stuff, but I think we need to kick in the butt.
okay, let me look this up. Let's see if you can.
Chantal.
I have it on Amazon. So, and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna drop it in my. I'm gonna drop it in my cart. So it's No More Assholes: Your 7-Step Guide to Saying Goodbye to Guys and Finding the Real Man You're Looking For in Dating and Relationships by Chantal. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this wrong. Heidi, Heide. Chantal Heidi. Okay, I'm gonna drop it here in my cart.
That's kind of good. She talks about not having sleepovers, no kissing, and no sex for 3 months.
3 months? Have you tried that?
I haven't met somebody yet to try it with.
But what's the whole premise of waiting 3 months? Just having that connection first?
Having that connection, seeing them all that light. She kind of has a list that's a pretty normal list, but you don't really know somebody and don't get to see them in a bunch of lights. And after 3 months, just saying, you kind of have a better picture. You've seen some ups and downs. Like, okay, it's not 2 weeks of like high excitement. There's some lulls and everything. And it's not for you to overly give a bond to somebody. Like you said, like first day, like, oh my God, I'm planning my wedding. It's for you to calm yourself and see this person and yourself in as many scenarios as you can before you make a decision. Like people really spend more time researching cars, products, test driving them. And so the emotional bond you get with sex or kissing or a sleepover, it sometimes dulls your senses of what's really presented in front of you and everything.
Yeah, interesting.
Think about, would you like not to be heartbroken, but just go, that's not for me. We'll put it back on the shelf.
Right.
And so to give you a better cognitive awareness of what's going on. Yeah, after she has an online thing, she's very harsh.
Is she on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to look her up then for sure.
Yeah. She has, but it was just nice to hear, even if you don't do the 3 months, but for you to be more conscious about like taking your time and not jumping all in and everything. But she kind of has a wild past. She was a stripper for a long time, but she did the psychology with the men, which I think is what we're always talking about, right? Let's avoid it and everything. And she's like, I wasn't sleeping with them, but I was definitely going like, well, why are you here? What's the catch? What do you need that is not presenting, oh, you're in a relationship, but you still need this? So we're adults and it's not the fairy tale romance that we see everywhere, but to get a good person in your life and quality person, what are you willing to do? Look at all your friendships. You haven't had sex with everybody. And so those some people, and I'm joking, but you invest in your friendships. You see a bunch of lights. If someone's not working for you, you walk away or however you end it. So same thing. Why can't dating and courtship be longer to see what that is?
True.
We love each other's crazy stories or whatever you want to call them. But it sounds like we're both tired of that cycle.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this was definitely a very interesting topic. And yeah, I resonate a lot with this. And I know you do too, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, hopefully this resonates with someone else because I'm sure we're not the only ones going through this crap.
No. Irene, thank you for listening to us.
Yes. Thanks, Irene. And thank you, Dawn Marie, for joining me.
Thank you, Liza, for hosting.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, okay. So, wow. So, Dawn Marie.
Yes.
We're winding down on season 3. Can you believe that?
No. Oh, no.
We're winding down season 3. We're closing up season 3, and we're going to actually be starting We Time Convo's 4th season soon.
Oh, my gosh.
Yay. So, congrats to us, and thank you to our guest hosts, like you, Dawn Marie, for, just keeping the convo going.
Yay. Love it.
All right. So, we will see you guys in the new season.
Awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.